Hi, my name is Michael Hollins, and I am the founding attorney of the Hollins Bankruptcy Law Office. And today I would like to answer the question, what are the different types of bankruptcies? There are a few that you may have heard of, and there may be a few that you have not heard of. Today I'd like to mention them all so for your learning. But before I get into that, let me let you know that if you would like to reach us, feel free to go on over to hollinsbankruptcy.com. We have a lot of good information about bankruptcy. And again, you can set an appointment to talk with an attorney about your personal situation. Now, on to the question, what are the different types of bankruptcies? Well, the one that you hear the most, and I speak about quite a bit, is Chapter 7, known as a straight bankruptcy, or you may hear me say the word fresh start quite a bit. And Chapter 7 is the most common type of bankruptcy for an individual. And so that would be you, the viewer here. And that is the one that you would most commonly hear me referring to. That is Title 11, Chapter 7 in the Bankruptcy Code. And it speaks to all the good things that we know about bankruptcy as far as discharging or relieving yourself of your unsecured debts and making the decision as to what you want to do with your secured debts, such as a house or car, if you want to keep it or not. Chapter 7 gives you that leeway. Now, the second most common type of bankruptcy is Chapter 13. And you hear me talking about that one as well, because if you don't qualify for Chapter 7, whether that's an income qualification or just the way your debt is structured and the things that you would like to achieve in your bankruptcy, Chapter 13 is there for an individual such as yourself. Anybody watching this as an individual, Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 would be for you. All of this is found in Title 11. It's all in the Federal Bankruptcy Code, by the way. Chapter 13, while it forgives debt, it also basically reorganizes your debt, allows you to make a monthly payment to the trustee, to the court, and that payment is then sent to your creditors or the people that you owe so that you can get caught up on some of the assets or the things that you maybe fell behind on but you'd like to keep, such as your house, your mortgage, your car, the auto lender. You like to keep those things. Chapter 13 allows you to do that with bite-sized payments monthly through the court system, and it works out very well if you're in that situation. Now, a couple bankruptcies that maybe are not as common. Chapter 11. Chapter 11 bankruptcy is a reorganization of debt for a business or a corporation. So whenever you hear large businesses going into bankruptcy, sometimes it makes the news. They are using Chapter 11. Chapter 11 is not for an individual. It is specifically for a business. Large businesses, again, they'll take advantage of it. But even small businesses, if there are small business owners out there and your business is such that you're underwater or you have more debts than you have assets, we call that being insolvent, then Chapter 11 is something for you as well. There is a new Chapter 11 sub 5, which is just a sub paragraph within Chapter 11 of Title 11, the Federal Bankruptcy Code, specifically for small businesses in the era that we live in, because the financial scene has been so volatile that they have a special code that is designed to help small businesses to get back on their feet and stay afloat, even in the pandemic season that we're in. Another bankruptcy that you may not have heard of is Chapter 12. Now, this is a repayment plan option for farmers and fishermen. So in more rural areas or in states where they have more rural, again, farmers and fishermen, they may understand or may have heard of Chapter 12. It's similar to Chapter 13, but Chapter 12 is a little more flexible and it has higher debt limits. If you can imagine, when you have acres and acres of farmage, or if you have a shutdown due to a bad season of crop in a situation like that, or the problems that also plague fishermen, you will need a higher debt ceiling maybe than what Chapter 13 would allow. And Chapter 12 is designed specifically for those folks who are providing our crops for us and providing our meats for us, to make sure that they have a reprieve in the event that a pandemic happens and they have to shut down as well. Now, Chapter 9, again, this is all Title 11, and this is federal law. Chapter 9 is another repayment plan designed for cities, towns, municipalities, school districts to be able to reorganize their debt and pay back what they owe. There does come a time where you will hear that a city has to file bankruptcy. They're dealing with Chapter 9. Maybe you've heard of a school district collapsing or having to file Chapter 9. Or they may say, school district is reorganizing their debt. There may be a vote in your area to determine, should we reorganize our debt? Should we collapse? Should we join the school district next to ours to help to maybe take care of some of the debts that we have? These are all things that smaller municipalities and school districts sometimes have to face when they are insolvent, or when their liabilities, what they owe, may be more than what they have in the bank or the assets that they own. So I hope this was helpful. I just really wanted to shed some light on the different bankruptcies. Again, Chapter 7 and 13 are the two that I talk about all the time, but I didn't want you to think that that's all that there was to the bankruptcy code. As an individual, those are the two that you will hear most. And if you were to call, we would talk more about individual debts. We're dealing with Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. But absolutely, small businesses, large businesses, Chapter 11, municipalities, cities, school districts, Chapter 9, and our good farmers and fishermen, they also have the ability to restructure their debts under Chapter 12. And so these are all things that happen every day, every week, every month, and throughout all the United States, that companies are taking advantage of the tools that are given to us through Congress to make sure that you are staying afloat as a business, as a town, as a school district. And as an individual, you also have the ability to do that through the federal bankruptcy code. So I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed it, if you got some utility and learned something, please hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe so that you will be involved when I set another video up. You'll get the alert. And please share this video with anyone that you know who may need it. As always, if you want any other additional information about bankruptcy, head on over to hollandsbankruptcy.com, or you can give us a call at 866-86-BILLS. That's 866-862-4557. And as always, stay safe, and thank you for listening. Hi, my name is Michael Hollins, and I am the founding attorney